Welcome to Undisputed live from Los Angeles. We're back, the Dream Team. I'm Jason McIntyre with Greg Jennings, Chris Broussard, Rob Parker. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Great morning.
Rob is in
Rob
my
today?
nightmare. You mentioned Dream Team.
What? I mean, well, you know, when you get beat on every day on the radio, 3 hours a day, and then yesterday you got another 2.5 on television, I can see why I was in your nightmare.
Coming in hot. We got a packed show today. Are the Patriots preparing for life after Tom Brady? And should the Browns move on from OBJ? Of course they should. But we'll start with the Lakers, who destroyed the Suns last night for their second win in a row. Got some major help from the bench mob. Rajon Rondo said Darren Collison, who had 23.6 assists. He went on an 8-0 run by himself at one point. Dwight Howard dominant inside, 14 points, 15 boards in 24 minutes. Lakers bench is filthy. And what seems to be like a nightly occurrence, LeBron made more history, passing Jordan for 5th all-time in made free throws. He had, 17, 9, and 8. Chris Broussard, not that impressed. But, Chris, do you think the Lakers have enough to get to the NBA Finals, even after doing nothing at the trade deadline?
Oh, yeah, I do. Now, I said yesterday, and I stand by it, that the Clippers are the favorite. I think the Clippers are the better team. But this is not a situation. This is not Golden State in 2017 with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. And we knew nobody can challenge them. Nobody can play with them. Most years in the NBA, there are a couple of teams, a few teams that have a shot at winning a championship. And right now, I'd say Milwaukee and both LA teams have a shot. So, yeah, while I think the Clippers are the favorites, definitely LA has enough. You got two of the best 3 players in the city, in the building, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi Leonard. You've got role players who are proven. Rajon Rondo is an NBA champion and plays his best basketball in the playoffs. 10 points, 8 assists a game throughout his regular season career, 14 points, 9 assists a game throughout the playoffs. We saw him in the last time he was in the playoffs with New Orleans a few years ago and how he boosted them with Anthony Davis. Danny Green has been a 3-point sniper at times in the playoffs, even in the NBA Finals. He's won championships, obviously, too. So they've got enough to win it. And if I'm LeBron James and Anthony Davis and that coaching staff, I feel good about our chances. It's not always going to be set out on a platter for you. You got to go and take it. What I think the Lakers have to do is play the best basketball for them to win the right way. And I think some of that is not happening. Number one, they can't be too LeBron-centric. It's a tribute to his greatness that his teams often become LeBron-centric and he has to create for everybody, but that's not going to be the great team. And it also can wear LeBron down. We saw Rondo last night. Rondo's made plays throughout his career. We keep saying they don't have a playmaker. Rondo's been a playmaker. I know he's a little bit older, but they need to, I think, get the ball out of LeBron's hands a little bit more. Put him on that elbow. Let him score. Let him not have to create everything. Put him on that post sometimes. If the Clippers are going to put Pat Beverly or, other teams will put a smaller guy on him, let him exploit them in the post. The last few games for LeBron, because of the wear and tear, perhaps. Now, I do think it's largely because I think he's still probably in mourning with the Kobe situation. But if you look at his last several games, his last 3 games, he's averaging 7 turnovers, 19 points, which for him is low, on 40% shooting. That's not LeBron James. The whole month of February, it's only 5 games, but 21 points a game, 44% shooting, 5 turnovers a game. So I think that's a lot of mourning the Kobe situation, but I think also it could be wear and tear. I think he's looking forward to this All-Star break so he can get a breather. So I think that the Lakers need to become less LeBron-centric, let other guys make some plays. And, of course, as I said yesterday, Anthony Davis has got to become a fourth-quarter scorer. It's not all on him. Frank Vogel needs to focus on it. LeBron James needs to focus on it and make AD be a big-time scorer in the fourth quarter. Right now, he's averaging 3 points in 5.5 minutes a game in the fourth quarter. That won't get it done.
I think the narrative continues to be like it's automatic stamp that the Lakers are going to be there, going to the Western Conference Finals no matter what. I've said this to you before, Chris, and I'm going to stick with it. The Lakers are championship frauds right here, right now. I'm not buying that they're a shoo-in to be to the get into the Western Conference Finals. I'm not even close. Too many things have to go right for the Lakers, and we just haven't seen it yet. They got off to a great start. I applaud them. 24-3. Schedule was paper tissue thin. They rolled through the teams they had to. They're 16-9 since that 24-3 start. Their record against the better teams, under 500. There's a lot of telltale signs. Will LeBron, who's played a lot of games, not as many minutes, I know they've cut him down, but played a lot of games, where will he be come year 17 as we enter the playoffs? I know last year they got the break because he didn't, for the first time in a long time, not play in the playoffs, but where will he be? Anthony Davis, no, we're more than halfway through the season. He hasn't progressed to be that player that they need him to be. Greg, you said it yesterday. He has to be the best player on the Lakers for them to really have a shot.
So 25-9, that's not
no,
good
that's
enough
not.
for you?
No,
Oh.
no, it's
I
not.
think he's talking about the fourth quarter.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, when you look at those numbers, when it matters most, he hasn't been there, and that's what they're going to need from him.
Can I push back? You got it for a second? All right, let me just jump in here. So the Lakers have 8 guys. Their top 8 guys, 4 of them are brand new this year. Anthony Davis, Avery Bradley, 2 other guys, Danny Green, Dwight Howard. They were not with the team last year. You got 4 of your top 8 are your now first
NBA.
in the... Yeah, but they're first in the West.
You acting like
half of their big rotation guys are brand new, and they're first in the West. How are you going to knock that?
The Clippers just dropped 2 superstars into their
and they're second in the West.
But my point is, don't act like the Lakers, that's something unusual. That's today's NBA.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody's
Every year they reconfigure the team.
Except that the Lakers are first in the West. And Kyle Kuzma is the big guy. You guys, neither of you mentioned Kuzma. Hold on.
Well, but I was
Kyle
gonna
Kuzma
get to-
last year, 18 a game, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't
33
meaningless
minutes.
games. None of the
So-
games mattered this year. And supposedly this run, he hasn't been that guy.
So he hasn't adjusted. He's adjusted.
He hasn't adjusted.
But he has.
And he's been inconsistent. And this is my point, is that for all of the stuff that's gone right, just look at the recent trends. 24-3 is beautiful. I'm not knocking it, that they're first. With that start, the Clippers, who haven't even had their full team the whole year together, are 3 games behind. They're not buried.
You want to talk
the
recent?
Lakers could have buried them early on.
Recent.
That's all.
Look at Kuzma's recent games. He's usually
He had 9 points. What was it last night?
This week was the second time in his career he did not attempt a three-pointer. He's now coming in and let the game come to him. 3 of his last 4 games for Kuzma, he has 4 or more assists. He's becoming, instead of a shooter with the second unit, a fulcrum, more passing. That's the LeBron mentality. LeBron's rubbing off on Kuzma.
I just think...
Greg, come on.
Too many things have to go right for
First
this
in the
team to
West,
get
and these
there.
guys are blasting them.
Hold on. First of all, I said they got enough.
He
so I
said he
didn't blast them, but you acting like it's just
a foregone
automatic.
conclusion.
You put them in the Western Conference Finals right now. That's a lot.
I'm fine with that, but they got to get out of Clippers. That's all I'm
not
saying.
there.
Well,
Can I get a word in?
Yes.
Okay, fellas.
Blame J-Mac.
No, the Lakers have enough, and they honestly have to have enough. When you put all your eggs basically in one basket and say, look, we're going to give up so many assets and go and get Anthony Davis, you're basically saying, LeBron was basically saying, this is what I need to win. This is what I need to win. Not saying that I don't need little sprinkles here or there, but this is what I need to win. What happened was the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi ends up bringing Paul George, and now the idea is, oh, shoot, is this going to even be enough? It's shift the narrative a bit to where they don't know if they will be able to have enough. Do they have enough? They do, but is it going to be enough for a 7-game series against that team with that depth? Do they need more? And that's what I think LeBron and this Laker team is trying to identify. Who's going to be that guy that's going to step up? Rajon Rondo did a great job last night
against the Suns.
I don't need that. I don't need that before the break against the Phoenix Suns. I need that later in the season, in the postseason, you making plays, you putting up those numbers that you mentioned in this postseason run, those 14 and 10 numbers, to where we have a third option. And then Kuzma, to your point, you say Kuzma has jumped into that role. I don't think he quite has. If you watched last night, there were several times where he didn't make the right play, or he's still trying to find his level of maturity on that team. And it's not so much about scoring the basketball. It's about doing all the other little things. When you're on a championship possible team, you're in the expectation is to be great. You have to be great in other ways. You have two primary scores. We don't always need you to score or jack up a shot uncontested or contested or at unopportune times. You have to develop as a player, well-rounded overall, and see the floor, understand what we need in the moment, and play that game. Be that guy. That's where Kuzma's going to help.
It's so funny that Rob's like, oh, against the Suns. Yeah? Should we talk about the Clippers losing by 30 to the Minnesota Timberwolves over the weekend? Like, what would that say to you, Rob? Oh, the Clippers are fine. You know, it's just we play this weird game with the Lakers, okay? They beat the Suns by 25, but you're still going to find some nitpicking.
But you made it about Rondo and having 23. All I'm saying is, that didn't sell me on anything last night. That's all I'm saying. For the most part, he's been in the doghouse this year. Is that not right?
I disagree. I'm a Rondo guy.
Okay,
but so the Lakers have a no-win situation, according to Rob Parker. If you win by 25, okay, it doesn't prove anything.
No, but
if you lose,
we're talking about the bigger
I gotta be honest, and I'm gonna defend Rob. If they lost by 20 last night to the Suns, I don't think he'd be up here saying the sky is falling.
Not at all.
It's a regular season game.
Yes.
It's have 82 in February, right before the break. I'm not gonna get excited whether they blow them out or lose.
But you talked about it with the Kuzma, about playing winning basketball. You know, like you said, Greg, making the right play. It's not always about points and that kind of stuff. Last year was different. He was that guy they looked at. They wanted him to shoot the basketball.
Of course.
It's different now because of the other two guys. And could I see the Lakers get knocked out in the second round depending on the opponent? I could.
Who else besides the Clippers?
I can't see anybody else in the West.
Utah, Denver?
No.
Denver?
I think Houston would be interesting, but in 7, they wouldn't beat the Lakers. I can't see any other team beating the Lakers.
Than the Clippers.
Let me know the last time LeBron lost before the conference finals. Just let me know. I might have forgotten.
I'll say this, and obviously he's got a great track record, but it was the East. Let's be honest. This is the West.
That's how he steamrolled over
a much
everybody
different
in the
animal
East.
In the West.
Be honest, Jason.
He would have been to 3 finals instead of 9 had he been in the West. Let's just keep
True
it
or
real.
false?
Because he lost to the Western champion 3 times, 6 times.
That's not his fault.
I'm not blaming. I'm just saying, let's not act like he gonna run through the West.
Well,
Like he
like
ran
he
through
did
the
the
East.
It's only Tuesday. If you want to go there, we can talk about Michael Jordan beating up a watered-down East.
We're not
after
getting
Isaiah and Larry all them left. So let's not bash LeBron.
With Patrick Ewing.